Hello and welcome back to Tales from the Age of Men. And indeed, look at where we are. We're in another battle, yes, and we're actually fighting against some deserters. This is going to be a little bit interesting because we've never fought these guys before. As you can see, they are actually from Dale. And I got 11 skill points from that riding attack right there. Okay, let's see if we can maybe... we might... You know what? We might get some pretty nice armor for this. I don't know. Maybe we will. I'm going to just let my forces continue to charge it. Ooh. Okay, maybe that was a mistake. They might have... I don't know. I don't know what they have. That's the thing. I don't know if they have pole arms or anything like that. They do seem to have a couple of pole arms. So that's a little bit problematic. Maybe we're going to have some issues with them. As you can see, we are taking quite a bit of damage ourselves, but hopefully that's not going to put us in the dirt, or at least I hope not. Yeah, bear in mind, obviously, when when you face deserters, you don't really know what you're going to get, because deserters themselves, by nature, are a smattering of random levels and compositions and stuff like that. So you will have situations where you're going to come across random things and you have no idea what kinds of levels you're facing. And obviously you can check them out, right? You could just go in to the army composition and just have a look, you could easily do that, but where's the fun in that, right? Where's the fun in that? So I decided not to do that. Anyway, yeah, we did it, and we got some pretty nice people right here. Nice level ups, and we are hopefully going to get some nice, yeah, actually not bad. I could use that. I don't know whether we really want to. They've got some, wow, these spears are absolutely insane. Actually, these spears are really good. Look at that, 56 piercing damage, 129 weapon reach though. 129 weapon reach. That is really bad. Let me just have a quick look here, because I'm kind of... it's not bad, actually. It's a legendary one, too. You know what? I'm going to take it, but we're going to lock this one just in case. You never know. Maybe it's actually going to be somewhat amazing to use. Okay, so we leveled up a little bit again, and we now have... you know what? I'm just going to go for Charm Skill. Why not? Let's just do that. And then we're going to get Breeder. Breeder is insanely useful, especially for my character right now, because we don't have any ability to get additional horses. So Breeder is going to really make a huge difference in that regard. We're also going to be going for Thunderous Charge here, because Thunderous Charge, obviously, mounted melee kills, want to try to force the opponent into some kind of, retreat or whatever. And we're also going to go for Guards, because 50% additional damage when you hit an enemy in the head with a pole arm is incredibly good, and I love it. So we've got 3 skill points as well here, and I've also reached level 10, so we now also have this. So what we're going to do is we're going to spec that at the top there. 10% party movement speed sounds really good, actually. Should I go for that 10% additional party movement speed? I think we should. Let's do that, despite the fact that I don't really want to, but, I feel like this is really very useful for us. Okay, so we are now potentially attacking these guys right here. This is just Erebor, once again. I'm kind of... Basically, what I want to try to do... I want to try to level up our forces as much as we possibly can. I think this polearm is going to be insanely good. I have a feeling it's going to be insanely good. Anyway, yeah, if we can level up our forces to be around tier 3, tier 4, maybe be completely... Oh, no, I can't use a shield with this. Ooh. No, I can't use a shield with this. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes a whole bunch of sense now that I am seeing this, because... I now no longer... Yeah, now I know why it does so much damage, because it's technically a two-handed polearm. That's the reason. Okay, well, it's actually really good, though, because as you can see, we are just basically murdering every single thing. And... yeah, you know what? Maybe it's good. I don't know. Maybe I want to continue using it, but the problem with this is that I have no defense whatsoever as a result. So, I mean, I'm doing a lot of damage with charge now as well, which is super nice. I do need to use my ability more often, by the way. I'm not using it that much, so I should probably use it now. Look at that damage. That was incredible damage right there. And I wouldn't have minded killing that guy, but no such luck. Maybe this one? Nope, never mind. I believe that is indeed a victory. Oh, never mind. Okay, we actually did get a kill at the end there. Wonderful. All right, there you go. That was nice and easy. And we did get 2.5 renown. Obviously, what I'm mostly going for now, I don't even really care about renown right now, because basically, as soon as you get to tier 1, you can kind of relax a little bit. You kind of don't need to be as greedy for renown or anything like that, because you now have a bit more of a relaxing time becoming a mercenary. You know, once you become a mercenary, everything is a little bit more chill. Well, despite the fact that you obviously have enemies that want to murder you, because there is a vassal, or was a vassal, relatively close by to me, and I kind of didn't want to fight him. He had about 88 troops or something, and I feel like that's a little bit too harsh for my liking. We got this guy who's a Gondorian. I'm not going to be recruiting any companions that are from other factions, from the other side, you know what I mean? So if I'm an evil character like we're playing right now, I'm never gonna take a good companion into the party. That's basically how that's gonna go. So let me just see here. Okay, there's not much. Sell all. That's gonna get me... Wait a minute, did I actually do that correctly? Yeah, there we go. Okay, and let's do this. 4,800. Is that good enough? I guess it's gonna have to be, right? Oh, nice amount of hardwood here, though. Very, very good. Okay, yeah, let's take all the... Well, let's take a little bit of the hardwood at the very least, and then we'll do a little bit of smithing here as well. So let's have a look. Oh, yes. Here we go. This is absolutely perfect. So we can do a lot of... I don't have the required material. Of course I do. There we go. Look at that. Wow, that's insane. Look at the smithing level up. Wow, that is pretty crazy. So technically Curious Smelter would be the way to go here, so I think I will do that. I can always respec it at some point. But yeah, Curious Smelter is definitely going to make a big difference. I kind of, you know what, I personally would love to see a rework, and this has nothing to do with the mod, but I'd love to see a rework of the smithing perk tree in particular, and I'd love to see something like, for example, Practical Refiner or Practical Smelter down below here at, you know, skill level 25, skill level 50, because being able to reduce stamina spent while refining and smelting, in my opinion, just makes so much sense, especially considering they are much lower level, or should be, in my opinion, much lower level perks. I think that they would be so much better at that point. Anyway, let's just do a little bit of something here. And we're going to get a little bit... Yep, as you can see, I'm out of stamina already. Oh, dear. It's going to be a bit of a problem there, isn't it? Okay, well, I'm going to just stay here for a little bit of time, and I'm going to try to smelt what I have in my inventory, and then we'll move on. Alright, so it looks as though this is going to be a nice idea, because look at what we have here. We have some Dragon Wrath spiky armor available for the victory. I'm going to switch to my one-handed immediately here, because I don't actually have any bow skill. You know, funny enough, when I first thought to myself, okay, I'm going to play Rhun, you know, because I was obviously deciding, I thought to myself, okay, wait a minute. Do I want to use a bow? You know, do I want to use a bow? Because these guys, they're about bows. You know, they've got bows and horse archers and all kinds of crazy stuff going on with them. And I thought, yeah, maybe that would be an idea. And then I just, you know, I basically just give up, to be honest, when it comes to bows. I'm not sure why nowadays, why that is. I think it's ever since the base game changed how horse archers work, and they changed how horse archery works in general. I always find it a lot less enjoyable to play with that kind of style, unless you get a significant amount of skill in that particular weapon type. So, for example, archery in this case. If you get, you know, 75 or more archery, then I think that eliminates most of the problem that I have with it. But it's getting to 75. You know, it's a very tedious process like that, which I personally don't really appreciate. So that's actually the reason. That is actually the reason why I generally tend to stay away from bows now, which is actually kind of sad, because I used to absolutely love it. I used to have a huge amount of fun with bows, especially horse archery and stuff like that. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe at some point in the future I'll return to it. Maybe even in this playthrough. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. 87 damage. That's really nice. Oh, I really wanted to kill this guy. Unfortunately, he managed to be a little bit of a blocky. But thankfully, he's dead now, so we don't have to worry too much about that. And, oh, nice. Oh, wow. I thought I actually hit him in the head, but no, it was a shoulder thrust. That was pretty good. All right. I was kind of thinking that we were going to miss out on that for a real quick second. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Not sure how he's going to really do this. I'm just going to shoot him in the face, I think. Should I try that? Wait a minute, it actually worked. Oh, I wasn't even... You know what? I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't even thinking that that would work, but apparently it did. Apparently it did. Okay, that's hilarious. Nice. Nice. Okay, what is going on here? This is hilarious. What? He just let me do that. Wow. Okay. That is hilarious. I thought that we were going to be... I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even entirely sure what I thought was going to happen there, but I was going to be like, okay, I'm going to just use the bow as a joke. You know, just going to use the bow as a joke, and apparently it actually worked out. Ah, okay. That's quite rare. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is equip this chest piece. Look at that. That's looking great. Unfortunately, my colors are not looking so great. So is there a way that I can actually do something about that? I'm just going to remove his face paint for a real quick second. Let me actually just see. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we can change his banner's colors because I feel like his banner, while it does look pretty cool for representing certain basketball teams, we're not actually going to do that. We're gonna just change things around a little bit here. Maybe we can do something like this. What about... Where's the banner color? Can I not change the banner color? I can't change the banner color anymore because it says only sigil color that I can change here. Okay, well that's kind of unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah, that does seem kind of unfortunate. Well, I guess I'm just gonna leave it like that then. Is there some way? Is there no way that I can do that? No, apparently not. Okay, so I kind of messed that up a little bit. Oh well, never mind. I guess we'll just pretend to be a Gondorian for a little bit of time at the very least. You know, it's not going to be that bad anyway, is it? No, it's not bad. It's not bad. I just should have probably gone for something a little bit more red and black. Yes, a little bit more red and black probably would have fit the bill quite nicely there. Anyway. We've got some Erebor warriors here. Obviously, basically what we're going to do is just go straight on in, just immediately auto-resolve. Pretty much just auto-resolve against most of them, I guess. I don't think we're going to really need to go in that hard here, but I don't know, maybe we will. There's wrapped handles. I actually leveled up yet again. This is pretty crazy, actually. I'm not entirely sure whether we even... Do I want to spec into some more stuff? You know what? Let's spec into leadership again. I don't really want to spec more into leadership, like I said, because we're not really going to be converting prisoners, and leadership is my favorite perk tree to spend points in when there are prisoners to recruit. But there aren't any that much anymore around here. Okay, so we're currently losing this, which is a little bit unfortunate. I can't really do much about it because there is a massive army there, and it's not my fault if it gets taken, of course. And if I can go around here, maybe we can... No, that's just villagers. I'm not going to be doing anything with that. Did they actually manage to take this? No, they didn't. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good for us, because they were attempting to take it. There was a large army here attempting to take it, and they obviously failed. So that's wonderful. Let me actually just see if we can... Can we... I'd love to get into a battle with multiple of these Erebor warriors, but they generally don't want to do that. They generally do seem to be a little bit hesitant, you know, in this situation. But I guess it doesn't matter too much. I mean, generally we are going to be looking pretty strong, and I might be able to recruit another couple of people. So let's just get another handful there, and we can also get that. There we go. Okay. Let's go back into the trade screen real fast because we do have quite a few pieces of armor here. As you can see, we can actually sell all of this for 30... No, not 30,000. I would love to be able to sell it for 30,000. I actually crafted some of these two-handed polearms, As you can see, it's actually quite funny because this does 44 blunt damage, swing damage, obviously swing damage. But it's pretty good, you know. That's the funny part, you know. It's actually not bad, you know. It's fine. Anyway, I will continue the smithing until we run out of energy, and then we'll move on. Alright, so here we go. We're actually fighting against a guy called Ulrich, and indeed I am a little bit worried about this. Let's just say that. I'm a little bit worried. I do have... Oh, I actually have some horse archers. Oh, okay. Interesting, interesting. You know, it would be so nice if we could afford a companion. Unfortunately, as we've seen, they are very expensive. Let's see if we can... Maybe we can afford one sometime soon. Maybe a slightly lower level one that would actually be somewhat, you know, kind of within our budget. That would be really, really nice, because having an additional person to provide perk bonuses to our infantry, for example, that would be extremely cool. That would be very, very nice. Okay. Oh, hello. Okay, so the enemy is actually deciding to stay really far back. So... this is kind of strange, actually, all things considered. I wouldn't have expected them to do this. I'm going to go and try and kill their cavalry if I can. Or not, as the case may be. Because, yes, apparently that's not going to happen. Or maybe it will, maybe it will. Nope. That guy's got his shield up and everything. Yeah, there's no way. No, not unless they are a little bit silly. Maybe they want to be a little bit silly for me right here. I highly doubt it. Funnily enough, they don't even... I mean, okay, look. They have very low level troops. I mean, not even very low level. They've got some pretty decent high tier cavalry, like we've seen right here. They're actually not too bad. But their infantry and I think their archers are not that powerful, so I should have a relatively... Okay, yeah, we don't want to do that. There we go. That's what we want to do. Thank you very much. Can I get some more of that, please? Thank you. Come on, Bruce. You can do this. Bruce from the Rhun faction, yes. It's not a very runic name, is it? But, you know, that's just how we're going to roll with this. Maybe we can do some damage. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. There we go. And, oh, hello. That's a lot of people. Nice. Okay. Kind of don't want to... Ooh, I do not want to die here if I can help it. So the problem is... Okay, I'm going to tell my forces to retreat back here. I want them to consolidate. I want my infantry to go in front. And I want our cavalry to come in from the side if at all possible. I'm not sure if we can even make that happen. But you can see here the enemy is consolidating so hard right now that it's going to be... Well, kind of difficult to actually get up there, first of all, without getting shot to pieces. I'm going to tell my horse archers to charge, actually. I'll tell my cavalry to come up here along the side. Our archers are literally just one person, so I'll tell him to charge as well. Nice damage. Not... Yeah, I was kind of hoping for a kill there. Oh well, never mind. Nice, nice. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay. Now, let's tell our guys to charge in here. Tell our cavalry to charge in, because our infantry is starting to get into range. And the only thing I can really do right now is just try to be annoying. Just try to be annoying. Try to do damage as much as I possibly can. You can see here, I actually do have units with thrown weapons, which is actually pretty incredible. Nice. Nice. Okay, come on. Don't get shot in the face. Oh, getting shot in the face. Not a terribly big fan of that, actually. Not a terribly big fan. And I think we might be okay. We need to kill these. We need to kill these bowmen. The bowmen are just doing free damage to us right now. Nice. Okay, we gained a level. Nice. Okay, this is exactly what we wanted. Now, if we can just continue dealing a little bit of damage here and there, we'll be okay. Oh, and then we got shot. Alright, well, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Oh, I can actually take control. Okay, let's do it. Let's take control of one of our runic units. He's going to absolutely destroy everyone with this polearm. Actually not. He doesn't seem to be doing that much damage, amazingly enough. There we go, okay. He is extremely well armored though, as you can quite clearly tell, so he is not really taking that much damage, which is nice. Ooh, this is a bit of a troublesome time right now. For some reason, I'm not doing that much damage with this guy, but at least we are getting some kills here and there. That's all that really matters. One thing I'm very, very surprised at, though, is that the enemy hasn't managed to kill any of our other people. And I guess that just goes to show good defense. Oh, they did actually kill someone now. Isn't that great? Yeah, that's wonderful. Isn't that always the way? I literally go, oh yes, they haven't managed to kill any of our others, and then they did very swiftly there. Yeah, that happens. Alright, well, the only thing I can do now is just try to do as much damage as possible, and we will eventually win, maybe. Whew, that was a close one. Alright, almost killed myself there. I should not have done that, but, you know, gotta take a risk sometimes. Now that's what I call damage. Oh yeah, that was a nice couch lance. No wonder that is... I think that's actually what he's supposed to do, this particular unit. I think he's supposed to be a couch lancing guy. I'm usually not someone that really likes to do that, so that's probably the reason why we're not really doing that much damage with him, because obviously you're supposed to be couching. I don't really do that, so... yeah, that's the reason why we're doing a little bit less damage, but that's okay, in my opinion, because it gives us the ability to stay alive much, much more, because, I don't know if you know this, but generally when it comes to couching, the AI is so much better than I am because of their timing. Their timing is really, really good. Ooh, hello. Okay, that's a bit problematic. Nice damage, we killed Ulrich. Okay, that's wonderful. Unfortunately, Bruce is not here to benefit from that kill. That is very, very sad. If he was still alive, that would have given him significant skill bonuses, but oh well, never mind. I'm just going to speed things along here, and that is it. That is a victory for us. Whew, that was a close one, wasn't it? That was absolutely... that was extremely, extremely close. Look at that. We ended up losing quite a few troops as well. Most of them did happen to be footmen, which I am very, very pleased about. Let's just take him prisoner. I don't really care about him otherwise. And yeah, we're just going to swap around some of these people here for now, just so that I can get the highest level troops. Now, this is going to be a bit problematic because I obviously need to get away from here as soon as possible, right? So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to run away, and we've got prisoners with us, of course, first of all, and second of all, we're injured. So we're going to be moving very, very slowly. So let's hope that we can actually do a good job of escaping here and getting to the nearby town, because what's funny is that Rhun has just captured one of the nearby towns. So I am very, very pleased to say that I can just go over here. Yes. Alright, so unfortunately for me, there isn't really any units that we can recruit from this particular town, but we can rest up and then make our way on back to Rhun territory if we want to. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and do this tournament because it's going to be a little bit of a different one, obviously. We're not going to have to use our polearm or use our archery or anything like that, so I can kind of flex our other muscles, as it were. I have no idea whether I'm even going to be able to do that, because these guys are obviously going to make things very, very problematic. Maybe I'll be able to. Maybe. I don't really have a particularly good one-handed skill, but I would love to be able to eliminate this guy just to get that experience. Never mind. Alright. Yeah, I knew that guy was going to do that. Anyway, I should probably put some more focus points into one-handed if I really badly want to be super good at it. Hello. I do have some thrown weapons. Okay. Now, I am a huge fan of thrown weapons, so let's see if I can actually do something here. Nice. Boom. Oh, you know, it makes me want to play thrown weapons. Oh no, it makes me want to play thrown weapons so badly. Having a thrown weapon tournament round is probably one of the worst things that can happen to me, because I love thrown weapons so much, and I just always forget how enjoyable and how fun they are to actually use. Oh, I need to do a character with thrown weapons sometime soon. I really do. Maybe this guy. I don't know. Maybe? No, I don't know. See, this is the thing. I don't know whether I should really do that, because it's just, I don't know. I've already spec'd, so not sure. Headshot? Nope, almost. But you see how much athletic skill you get for thrown weapons? Look at that. 7 skill points in athletics. Literally that fast. That is so crazy. And there we go. That is a wonderful victory for us right there. Another 6 renown. I gotta say, I feel like tournaments actually are not too bad for renown. Obviously, we're getting 6, right? Because I have the 25th charm skill perk. Alright, so before we go into another battle against a vassal, yeah, another one, this guy's a little bit different because he's actually from the Elven faction, yes, I'm a little bit worried about that. Anyway, let's see what we can do. I'm thinking we're going to go for armor weight. I know that doesn't really, probably doesn't help us that much, but I'm going to try and see whether it makes a difference. We're also going to be taking mounted patrols because ideally, maybe, just maybe, I will be specking into scouting. I don't know whether we're going to be doing that. Maybe we will, because keen sight is absolutely insane. If we can get keen sight and mounted patrols at the same time, I mean, really, how can you say no? So, you know what? I'm actually going to be putting a point into scouting right now. And then we're going to be putting another point into vigor, I guess. We're going to see what happens with that, maybe. And otherwise, do we want phalanx or do we want standard bearer? I'm thinking phalanx right now because increased damage with our polearms, with our people. Sounds pretty good. As you can see, this is where we're currently at. We're just going to go into the career options real quick and just see what we can spec into. 10% increased battle renown gain. Sounds pretty good. But I'm thinking we're probably going to do this, because what this will do is this gives us that 12% increased horse charge damage. I think that sounds pretty fantastic. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I am not yet level 20. I am level 12. I'm actually very far away from level 20. So we're not really going to be seeing our tier 3 options any bit soon, but they are going to be fantastic when we get there. So let's see what we have. Ooh, this is a nice battlefield for us. And look at our troops. We've actually got a pretty good array of stuff. I don't have that many archers, which is obviously maybe a little bit of a problem, but I don't think that really matters too much considering we have quite a few horse archers. There's a lot of ranged damage that we've got here. So the question is, what kind of composition does the enemy have? It seems like they have mostly infantry. And I did check them out just a little bit, you know, as you do. I did check them out a little bit just to kind of make sure that they weren't just, you know, randomly running around with, you know, extremely tier 6, tier 7 units. And no, they don't seem to be. So I'm pretty happy with that. That means that I won't have too many issues. I knocked that guy off his mount. That's pretty nice. And maybe I can... Oh, that was a nice hit. Thank you very much. Can I get some more of that? Okay, let's charge. Let's charge. We cannot let them take the, take the initiative, as it were. I am going to... Oh, yeah, this is not so good. All right. Let's do this. We're just going to get our forces back here a little bit. Because I don't really want my guys to be running in against the enemy's infantry. If at all possible. Gonna tell them to charge in now once again. Ooh, he knew that I had him. He knew. That fellow. He was like, yes. I know Bruce has me dead to rights there. Okay, so the question is, yeah, I don't really want that. I don't really want these guys to charge in just yet. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to leave our infantry just to charge. Actually, you know what? Let's get our infantry to just engage these guys, right? There we go. So they're just going to engage these guys as best as they can. And then once they've done that, we're going to come around from behind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my forces to follow me. Let's get our cavalry and our horse archers and so on to follow me. And hopefully this charge is going to be... Oh, that was really bad. Yeah, the AI, like I said, has insane timing. They've got really, really good timing. So, you know, when this kind of thing happens, when we actually charge in and we get stopped by just some random guy poking us in the face, it's so disappointing, isn't it? It's very, very disappointing. But hopefully this is going to go and work out quite well here. I have told everyone to charge. I've told everyone to charge now. I don't know whether it's going to work, because as you can see, the enemy has a significantly really, really good place to stand here. Probably one of the best locations they could have chosen. And I didn't really have anything else that I could do here, so I kind of just have to rely on the fact that my forces are somewhat higher level than our opponent. But he does have more people. That's the point. He has more people. He outnumbers us quite dramatically. So that's a bit of an issue in itself. But hopefully it's not going to be that big of a problem. He actually has quite a few villagers. And these villagers don't actually even have gear, as far as I can tell. They don't even have weapons. So it should be relatively simple for us to win this, but you know how it is. Sometimes when an enemy is playing hyper defensively like these guys are, it just becomes so much harder than you would have expected. And I think that's probably what's going on here. And I believe that is indeed a victory for us right there. Okay, very nice. I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't lose more people. I thought we were actually going to lose it. Like, as soon as we, charged in there, I actually had a really, really bad feeling that everything was going to go bad. So, yeah, there it is. Thankfully, we did manage to prevail. Who would have expected it? Not me. Not me. Let's try and get some really, really good prisoners here. Unfortunately, I did not sell Uruk at the prisoner taking place. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, isn't it? All right, well, let's go back to our nearby town, see if we can actually make it back there. I don't see any other vassals in the area, so shouldn't have too many issues, because it's only... Oh, not that one. We need to go over there. Oh dear. It's quite a bit far. What about if we could go to Mount Gundabad, Goblin Town? I could go to Goblin Town. That is... Yeah, that's actually pretty... Okay, you know what? Let's go to Goblin Town. Alright, so we made it to Goblin Town. I basically didn't see any enemies whatsoever. And now we can sell all of those guys for 6,600. Pretty good. We can also not recruit anyone, apparently. Alright, okay. Yeah, that's how it goes, isn't it? That's how it goes. Okay, so they basically have nothing here. Nothing in regards to armor at the very least. But that's okay. That's okay. We don't even need to worry about that. We don't need to worry about that. So let's just sell everything that we can. Wow, okay. We literally sold everything that we could. And now they are basically out of everything, basically, here. Okay, let's equip that banner. It's going to be really nice. Swap around a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Thank you very much. And there we have it. Okay, that's great. So how much do we have? 132 days. That's probably not very... It's probably not very necessary, to be honest. It's probably not very necessary at all. But yes, I think I quite like this this spear that we're using right now. So I am actually just gonna do a bunch of smelting of some of this other stuff, despite the fact that it is really, really good. And there we have it. Okay, I actually made it to 75 now, so that's pretty good. So what we'll do is we will get Curious Smith now. And then we'll get, I think, Heroic Leader. I like Heroic Leader a whole bunch. And then we're also probably going to be getting Hardy Frontline, because plus 5 hit points to troops in our party. That basically has a lot of synergy with Hard Knock. So we get a plus 8 HP, which is not very much. Let's face it, that is obviously not very much. But 8 HP is better than, well, better than 0, right? It's much better than 0, so very much looking forward to seeing what we can do with that. Now, I am actually really wanting to go in and actually see some of these scenes, because I'm not entirely sure if they have a custom scene for Goblin Town yet, but I'm kind of intrigued. Oh, I can't go in there yet. What about Through the Streets? I don't know if they have a custom scene for this, by the way, so if they don't, then, well, then it's just not done yet. So, yeah, but the amount of very high quality scene work that is done in this mod is so extremely impressive. Every single time I go into one of these places, obviously it doesn't happen that often, unfortunately. I kind of wish that there were more opportunities for us to see this kind of thing. No, it doesn't seem like it is actually done yet. No, this is not done. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Not a problem. I was kind of assuming it wasn't done, considering the fact that this is one of the most recent additions, from what I can tell. Shall we try? We could go into the Lord's Hall and actually see whether that scene is... That was probably a bad idea. That crashed. But that's okay. We don't have to worry about that because we saved. Alright, so this is actually a Goblin Town tournament. Now, of course, the scene isn't going to be any different or anything like that because, again, if they haven't done the town or anything like that, then they're not going to do the tournament either. And as I said, this is one of the things that was newly added in only the few months that I haven't played the mod. So, you know, just bear that in mind. Anyway, we are going to be heading in here because this has a Royal Destrier open for... our perusal here. Maybe we're actually going to be able to get our hands on it. If we can, this is going to be insane. If we can't, then, well, then I'm very sad. But we can try it. We can try it and see what happens. Maybe we'll get lucky. So far, whoa, okay, hello. So far, everything seems to be working pretty nicely because we... Oh, look at the one-handed skill. The one-handed skill is crazy. Yes, we need more of that. I need more of that, please. And maybe I can just get maybe one of these guys dead. I mean, the funny thing is, these goblins are not that bad. They are actually pretty good at what they do. And for some reason, I am absolutely sucking 6 ways from Sunday. And yeah, well, I think we should be absolutely fine as long as I can get close to this guy. Oh, never mind. Okay. I might die. Oh, I might die here. Yep, might die here. Or maybe not. Oh dear. Yeah, no. I think we might have an issue. Or not. There we go. We got him. Absolutely perfect. Okay, technically I should probably get off my mount and deal with this guy, but I'm kind of thinking that I can... Yes, there we go. Bait him into attacking us if he thinks he has the advantage. And he did. There you go. Absolutely perfect. Now, what's really funny about this is that we are having significant amounts of lords in here. They're basically all lords as far as I can tell, so yeah, this is pretty bad for me actually, because this means that I am going to have some issues. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have some pretty big problems. Maybe I should try for a shield bash. I hate doing shield bashes. Okay, there's the... No, I don't know what it is, but I suck at them so badly, it's not even funny. I think we might even just lose this tournament just because the enemy is actually focusing both on me, as you can quite clearly tell. Pretty bad. Yep. Pretty bad. Oh well, never mind. That's just how things go sometimes. And yeah, I am gonna just completely exit that. That is okay. I really wanted to get my hands on the Royal Destrier because that would have been an amazing horse for us. But it's okay, you know, I don't really mind too much. It's just one of those things, and hopefully we'll get our hands on one a little bit later. Ah, here we go. All right. Yeah, these dwarves, they really had no idea what they were doing. They were just running around here, just minding their own business. I want everything you got. Don't bother pleading for your lives. Add them troops. Yes, indeed. We will be attacking a caravan here, just purely because there's money, right? We're going to get quite a bit of money from this. And hopefully, we'll get a load of experience as well. I mean, the funny thing is, I do need to spec more into one-handed skill. I'm leveling it up very, very quickly. I do have a one-handed sword. As you can see, the one-handed is very large as well. And it could be extremely impactful if we just level it up a little bit, especially considering it can lead to unwavering defense. Unwavering defense is one of my favorite perks in the whole game, just because it provides you with such a massive benefit without having to spec into medicine skill 275 or anything like that. It's very, very impactful. Look at that, 5 skill points in one-handed. I think I only have 1 focus point in this thing, don't I? I think I only have 1 focus point. If I do, then this is crazy. But yeah, my forces should 100% be able to completely and utterly obliterate every single thing that the dwarves have to offer here, because they only have caravan guards, right? They only have caravan guards. Should be pretty easy for us. And oh, actually, wait a minute. Am I gonna die? Oh no, please no. I don't really want to die here. I would like to. Ooh, nice. Yes, good hits. Good hits from the one-handed right now. Maybe we can continue doing that a little bit. Maybe I should probably change to this a little bit more often. I feel like being stubborn and changing, well, not changing enough and not changing from the polearm, I think actually makes a huge difference to our overall lethality. I don't know. I feel like we should probably switch more often. I don't know. I guess that's probably going to be a thing that we maybe decide to do when we have a slightly higher skill ceiling, skill level, whatever. And I think that's it. There you go. Yeah, very nice and easy for us right there. Nothing to worry about. And look at that, 9.5 influence. Extremely, extremely good. We can also rescue, or not rescue, capture those people. And look at this, we're getting war mounts. This is absolutely fantastic. Well, we're getting 1 war mount more specifically. And that 1 war mount is going to have the chance to breed in our inventory, and then we may get another 1 or another 2 or another 5, you know, you never know. So it's very, very nice. Let's actually just continue over here, sell these prisoners, thank you very much. And I think we also looted quite a few trade goods as well. Maybe I am wrong. Am I wrong that we... No, we actually got some silver ore here, some planks, some pottery, as you can see, linen, massive amounts of stuff actually, totaling 2,100. Very nice. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.